think that you're alone in your baby sleep struggles, I'm here to tell you that the actual data says otherwise. Today we're looking at real data from over 12 million nights of infant sleep. We're gonna look at what's normal and what is abnormal versus what your life can look like. And this video comes with a huge caveat that just because something is normal doesn't mean that you have to accept it. There's a lot of noise on the internet, but when you actually look at the data and see what is actually happening in other families' homes, then it might make you feel a little bit better about your situation. But please know that yes, you can make changes, and yes, your baby can sleep. So from now on, stop comparing your baby's sleep to Instagram threads or what family and friends say, and focus on your individual child's sleep needs and how you can improve them at home. Now, I'm going to put the charts right here to show you exactly what infant sleep is looking like these days. While you look at it here, I'm gonna look at it on my phone so we can talk through it a little bit together. Now, something I think most parents are aware of is that during the first 3 months, 4 to 8 night wakings is completely normal. Your baby is likely only having 2 to 4 hour stretches of sleep and waking up frequently to eat, be changed, and loved on. Their days and nights are probably mixed up and their sleep patterns just don't even exist yet. But by 4 to 6 months old, we might still be seeing 2 to 4 night wakings occurring. However, in this 4 to 6 month old range, your baby is usually fully capable of sleeping through the night. Maybe not as young as 4 months, but definitely by 6 months, unless medically necessary, your baby should be able to go all night long. Now, based on the data, at 6 to 12 months, about 20% of babies are still not sleeping through the night. So that other 60% is sleeping through the night because they are capable, because their parents taught them how to sleep independently. That number can go as high as 40% of babies still not sleeping through the night, but this is where I say that this is a parental decision to either co-sleep or feed back to sleep or rock to sleep after every single night waking. Usually when clients come to me, their baby is waking almost every single sleep cycle, just needing a quick sleep prop from their parent in order to fall back asleep. After 6 months old, even younger, like 3 to 4 months old, your baby should be learning how to fall asleep independently so you're not still waking several times a night to put their baby back to sleep. Another thing I wanted to talk about is what sleeping through the night actually means. So it doesn't mean that your baby isn't going to make a peep from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It just means that your baby can sleep all night long without needing your assistance. So that means that when they are going through their natural sleep cycles of REM sleep and deep sleep and light sleep and all the whole cycle, when your baby is in that light state, when they are easy to arouse, they are able to put themselves back to sleep to start the cycle again and get back into a deep sleep and their REM sleep and their light sleep and continue the cycle. Babies who don't sleep through the night are the ones who need that sleep prop association from their parent in order to get back to sleep however they do. Now, the benefit of large scale data like this is that it is the whole picture. It is not cherry picked information that you are finding on Instagram posts or in people's YouTube videos. I am obviously taking points from this data to share with you, but unless you're reading the actual full study, then you don't really know and understand what is going on with baby sleep and when they should be able to sleep through the night. But your child's pediatrician, it is their job to be up on all of these studies. I read these studies, but I'm not a doctor. Your child's doctor is the only person who should be telling you if your child is or is not capable of sleeping through the night. So that's a huge reason why asking friends and family on Facebook or scrolling Instagram and TikTok and getting information from random people is not effective. And when you do that, you're going to get conflicting information from different people, and you're just going to become overwhelmed and not know what to expect from your baby. We also have to consider that babies have sleep regressions, they have physical milestones, they have travel, they have teething, they have sickness, they have all the gamut of things that are interrupting their night sleep. So that might prevent your child from sleeping through the night at certain points. But if they have independent sleep skills, they know how to self-soothe, then when they get through the sickness or the teeth or the travel or, you know, whatever, all those things, then they will be able to get right back to sleeping through the night and sleeping independently without relying on your sleep props to put them back to sleep. And in talking about what is normal when it comes to baby sleep, it's important to know what might be abnormal or some red flags that you need to bring to your doctor's attention. If your baby is always uncomfortable, they're grunting, they're squirming, they're arching their back, they just can't seem to be chill, and they're after 6 months old, then you may want to talk to your child's pediatrician. If you have feeding concerns and their feeding schedule is impacting their sleep schedule, you want to talk to the pediatrician or a lactation consultant, but a great place to start is always with your child's pediatrician. They have access to your child's growth charts. They can tell you, you know, they're growing fine, I'm not concerned with their eating, if you wanted, you know, whatever they're gonna tell you. But if your child's growth curve is not going up the way it should, and it's either staying stagnant or going down, then they're going to tell you to feed your baby around the clock. So of course, that's going to have an impact on being able to sleep through the night. One of the most important things to do as a parent with an infant is to focus on progress and not perfection. You want to find the patterns. Are they waking up at the same exact time every single night and needing to be fed, going back to sleep, and then sleeping the rest of the night? That's perfectly fine, completely developmentally appropriate. But if you're doing that at 10, 11, 12 months old, they don't really need it, so they're just leaning on it for a prop, and you may run into problems in the future where they stop connecting any sleep cycles and insist on being fed back to sleep all night long because that's what you've been doing when they were waking up before. Focus on your baby's routines. Make sure that you're being consistent. These routines are supporting your child's progress in sleeping through the night. You might think that your bedtime routine is not a big deal, but it is. It sets the tone for the night. And another major thing to consider is your expectations as a parent. You have to be realistic, looking at this data, knowing that every baby doesn't sleep through the night just because Sally Sue on Facebook said her kid was sleeping through the night by 6 weeks old. That may not be the case for your baby, and that is fine. You should not expect your child to sleep through the night at 6 weeks old. I hear a lot of 12 hours by 12 weeks. Can it happen for some babies? Yes, but that parent is putting in work, a lot of work, to help their baby get 12 hours of sleep overnight. And if all else fails and you are overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, then it is time to hire a sleep consultant. Hi, my name is Missy. I am the owner of Slumber and Bloom. If you don't know me and you made it this far through the video and you think you need some professional help, I have been helping families sleep for 10 years now, and I have been working in the early childhood field for 25 years. I would love to help your family get more sleep, get your baby sleeping through the night so that you can wake up feeling refreshed and well rested. If you're ready to book a one-on-one sleep consultation, just know that everything is customized to your family, your baby, and your individual situation, and I am there to support you every step of the way throughout the 2-week process of sleep training. I will leave a link to book a consultation in the description box down below and in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video and keep blooming. Mwah.